Can I get a U?
Can I get a U? Can I get a no way right now? Okay. Enter, send.
Dave, are you sure
Tweet
you're
it
live?
out. Yeah, like retweet my freaking
Like,
tweet. Okay.
You're live, bro.
yeah, I see it.
Hello.
Hello.
What's popping?
What's popping, chat?
I'm the first one to like. Okay, I said hi. Now
What's
you have
up,
to say
Oxylector?
welcome.
Welcome to stream. What's up, Kiki? Kiki, why are you so desperate for my what's up?
I don't know. It makes it, easier for me to.
You have the questions open?
Yes, sir. Wait. Okay, yeah.
Let's wait for like a couple more people to get in the stream, then we'll start with the questions. Then we'll start with the introduction and the questions. What's up, Hati Singh? Welcome to stream, dude.
That's much more. Wait, say something?
Hi.
Holy shit. 1 sec. I think that's... Okay, now say something.
Hi.
Okay, that's better. Hello?
Hi.
Yeah, okay.
What's up, Aron? Dave looking cute. These two are looking cute. I'm looking ugly.
I don't have a webcam.
Nice. What are your views on the... Right.
Okay.
You all want us to start with the questions?
Yes.
Okay, first of all, what are both of your online names and like what inspired your names?
Oh, so we're just gonna start? Like, yeah, you're not gonna like introduce us or something?
You're gonna introduce yourself. Dew, where did
No,
your
you
name
should
come
be
from?
introducing
What is
us.
this podcast?
What is this
Yeah, you
podcast,
should-
dude? It's sucky host, dude. I hate these hosts. Disgusting.
I'm literally just co-host. Just blame Dave, please.
I'm ZeaFleX and I like to manage players and teams. That's it. You
No.
have to introduce us, bro.
No, but like, where
Okay.
did your name get inspired from? That's the question here.
Oh.
You wanna go first, ZeaFleX? I'm okay with anything.
I don't have any clue. It just popped out of my mind and yeah,
Damn,
that's it.
That's a clean name that just popped out of your mind. Dew?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Dio. My real name. Okay, I'm Dio, and I'm currently the manager of PDX, RV, and a few certain skilled people. How I came up with my name, probably. Well, I didn't really I didn't really like look up to anything where I didn't really use the name Dew before. I just went online and searched for like a word generator. Then I put in like 3 letters. Then Dew popped up. Then I was like, yo, that's like pretty clean, you know? Cause like if you ever like played Minecraft or anything, you'd be like really into OG names.
Yeah.
And Dew was like a 3-letter, easy to pronounce word, and I feel like, wow, that's like pretty clean. So I like started using Dew as my start going by Dew. Nothing other than that. I don't really.
Sorry.
Nothing was like really important in my name. Just came up with just looked at it, saw it, and then liked it, and I start using it.
Sick. Okay, like before, like it's gonna be like a mix and match kind of thing. We're not gonna ask all managing related questions. This is gonna be like a relatable kind of podcast. So there's gonna be some Fortnite related questions, some freaking managing related questions. You both okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I-
Yeah, that's the first question. When did you both start playing Fortnite? And like how did you find out about it? What got you into the game?
Dave, you gonna go first?
You go first, bro. I don't really mind.
I started playing from season 7 and that's it.
You started on PC?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was playing on F1, F2, F3 binds till season 7 and that's it. I am pretty much a creative warrior and I don't play comp. Yeah, that's it.
Do you?
Um, I was introduced to Fortnite by some of my Minecraft friends back in season 1 when
Damn,
I
that's
downloaded
OG.
it, and then like I played it and I was like, I don't really like it, you know. But then I came back like 1 year. No, I came back in like season 3 or something. Then I got addicted to Fortnite. Then I quit Minecraft. Then I started playing Fortnite until season 7. Then I quit until chapter 2.
Damn, you took that long a break. Why do you quit in season 7? Like the game was in a good state back then.
Uh, no, like I didn't want to like play games. Just wanted
Oh,
to like
you quit
live.
altogether. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just stopped with
Um,
all the games.
That makes sense.
The next question is, when did you guys like get into managing?
Mm,
So
yo, you go for ZeaFleX. I have like a pretty long story, I think.
so I
Easy
started a
flex.
team, or I started a Rainbow Six Siege team called Team Alpha, and I was pretty much managing all the stuff over there. And I was before Fortnite, I was playing Rainbow Six Siege. So that's it. That's how I got into management, and that's
No, like,
from
did you start managing any players after that immediately, or did you like just manage
no
that
no
team for
no
a while?
yeah.
When did you start
Then
managing
soon it
players?
from March this year only.
Oh, so recently.
Yeah,
Okay,
recently.
that's cool.
I wasn't into management that much, but I started managing.
That's
Like,
cool.
Is that
Wait,
all?
ZFlex.
yeah, that's it.
I Z.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So wasn't it easy like a team like before March as well? So didn't you manage that as
No,
well?
he started playing managers in March.
Yeah,
He
I
said.
started managing players
Oh.
from March, and yeah, I was
Oh.
managing
Okay.
teams before then also. But
So you think you like for the time you've been managing players, you think you've grown fast, like among the community?
yeah, pretty much. I'm known in the community for managing players and teams.
That's good. Do you?
Uh, I got into managing ever since like I think ever since like Minecraft, or basically like you know that feeling when you own a gaming team or something,
Yeah,
even
yeah,
like a clan?
yeah, yeah.
So
No.
it was like pretty cool, and I've always like liked the concept and idea of it. But then until last year in November, uh, I was invited to Team Quantum, and then they offered me like a good salary, like a decent amount
Yeah.
for someone who's never like had professional experience before.
Why do you think
So
they
that
gave you that chance? Like, how, why did they trust you with that job?
uh, I think I was relatively known in the Southeast Asia community, and then lots of people in this team were from SEA, and even like some of the managers. I feel like the team wasn't that professional, but then some of them were like basically like I would say like they're like my fanboys basically, and then they really wanted me in because like I used to do all this like exposing teams videos that did like numbers,
Hmm.
so then they wanted to get me in. Uh, so then they paid me, and it was like I was like, dude, I felt like a cool kid, because like being paid to be in like a gaming team is like the coolest like feeling ever.
Yeah.
Like it's not just every day you just join a team and get paid. So then from there I started like taking managing seriously, and then a old friend of mine who's like a really good friend, like the Sane, if you know him,
Yeah. Yes.
Sane our friend,
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
Of
he
course.
contacted me and asking me to manage him, and ever since then I've just been doing this thing.
You think
It's been like,
Sane like helped you out like in a major way in like getting
yes,
recognition?
definitely. I think he's the one that started my name, like brand, like Dew. Without him, I don't think I would have like been here today. And Pancake as well. They both contacted me at
Uh,
like the same time, so we were in the same car at the same time.
That makes
Wait, so
sense.
do you think that Sane and Pancake maybe gave you like a bigger platform to like grow?
Definitely. They also like invited me into 777. It's pretty dead right now, but
Yeah,
back
Hmm.
like during November and squads, I think it was like one of the biggest like thing going on in Middle East.
definitely.
That's
So
it.
they wanted me to come in and manage it. Then I was introduced to other people like Unit, Modus, no. Then they also helped me out a lot, like, and then they got me more clout and shit.
Okay. You already answered this question with ZeaFleX. Who was the first person you managed?
Me?
Z.
Sane and Pancake.
Z.
DEWSZN.
He was the first person you managed, and
He's
Yes.
the first person you officially managed, right?
Yes.
Okay.
uh,
I feel like the concept of managing someone isn't like I wouldn't say it's that easy. But then like um during like the past 2 to 3 months, like I started become like not becoming the only person that managed players, and lots of people started doing what I did too. It's pretty cool. It's not weird, but I don't think they understand what it's like, you know? Cause I don't know how to like that, yeah. I don't know how to
you think
phrase it.
some people just started doing it because they saw you earning like a good amount doing it?
Yeah, definitely. But because last time I bragged a lot on Twitter about how much I'm earning,
Yeah.
but then I don't think they know that I actually don't earn anything from managing players at all.
Yep. Same.
What do you mean? Don't you like get commissions or anything from the players like when you join teams?
I have the opportunity, yes, but I don't earn. I don't like take any commission.
So where does your money come from? It's like if you like just from the teams. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
New in chat says I thought you earned 4 digits. He's like,
I do. I earn 4 digits from teams.
okay, sick.
Yeah, so if you don't mind me asking, could you tell us and the viewers what your role as a manager really is?
Like in detail, like what all you do, like both of you. Like,
Um. Yeah.
Z, you wanna take that
There's-
first?
Yeah.
Div, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I feel like it's different for a lot of people because I'm a
Yeah.
general manager, and then there's like a lots of different roles for managers. I think, in my opinion, so you could
Yeah.
say that there's like public
दूसरे
relations,
दूसरे roles
marketing,
रहता है
social
जो
media. Yeah.
या
But,
दूसरे roles रहता है जिससे manage करना रहता है.
like explain
अगर
your
तू-
stuff to like what all you have done, like some kind of examples, like what all you usually do for players or
For
teams.
players, for players, I would okay, so it depends because I work with multiple people from like different categories. For let's say for Alvi, he's already like a big YouTuber before I
Yeah.
managed him. But I do help a lot. Well, I'm basically like the backbone of his Instagram.
Yeah.
I help him with. I feel like I don't really help him with content, but I definitely help him with like scouting for teams, and then negotiating like his offer, then making sure that he's doing good in that team, you know. So making sure that both sides are happy, nothing's happening in the team, everything's going smooth, and there's no like issues.
Teams. Yeah.
I don't
Same.
really help him with social media, just Instagram. Like I basically like do everything for his Instagram.
या तो वही प्लेयर्स के सोशल मीडिया मैनेज करने फिर यूट्यूब मैनेज करना वही सब काम रहता है समझ.
That makes sense. And what about teams though? Like, what do you guys do for teams?
For Elias or Quantum, I was the public relations manager. So basically, like I had good relationship with other teams, players. Basically, like give the team like a good image, basically
Reputation?
reputation and contacts. Because I feel like the only way to grow in this community is if you have good if you have like friends and all that who are like known, and they would help you more. Because that's how I grew.
And you're both in some team, right? You're in Paradox and you're in
RV.
Sites.
I'm in sites.
So
yes.
like, what do you guys do for the like each respective team? Do you like look for players for the team? Do you What all do
Yeah,
you do for
looking
this?
after recruitments, looking after financial status of the teams, business plan, that also comes under management.
That's sick. That's sick.
I manage Paradox and RV. So for Paradox, I basically do everything:
Yeah.
social media, scouting, um, content, growth, staff team, like the image and everything. I handle in Paradox. So I think that's easier for you to see. Like look at the Discord and Twitter and see how it goes. I do all that.
Hmm.
As for RV, I do not do scouting. I I could sort of say I'm basically the image of RV, in my opinion, because I'm running everything behind the scenes. I don't do scouting. I leave that to other staffs, like this insane devil dude who leads the console team, and he does all that offers and negotiating. But then for RV, I the most important thing for me, I would say, like my role is finance management, because if you don't know what happened to RV last time, then there was like a scandal,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
there was like
Yeah.
a scam, and the issue was like they ran out of money. Money wasn't well
Yeah.
spent, and the management didn't know how to handle that. So that's also like a important role for
So
me,
what
in
the
my opinion.
financer gives, the financer decide where the money goes, or did they just give the money to the management and the management just spend it all really quick?
No, that's the investor. Finance. I basically keep track of how the money is spent. So I set like a certain budget,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean that we should exceed the budget. That means like if we ever like go any far, that's the max we could go.
Yeah.
Um, and then like just because there's a budget, right? It doesn't mean that we can just spend the money on anything we want. So I also gotta keep track of what the money is spent on. Like let's say it's for like a video or a poster or new members.
Okay, so like clearly a lot of your time goes into doing all this stuff, like all these teams and these players. Do you guys still like play games, play Fortnite?
Yeah,
Yes.
but I don't play Fortnite.
What do you
Yep.
think?
I don't invest that much time into Fortnite, but I prefer managing over Fortnite obviously because that's my main role in the community.
Do you guys enjoy doing that? You guys enjoy managing, or is it just something you do as like because you don't have anything better to do?
I find, well, I started doing it because one, I had nothing better to do. Two, I was like kind of like into it. Like I said, running a team or managing a team is
Yeah.
a really cool concept in my opinion. But right now, since like I'm earning decent money, I would say I'm doing it for like side money, or because I don't want to ask money from my parents, and sort of like because over time uh this management shit, like it became like something that I'm really passionate about, and I'm really like serious and want to grow more in.
Yo, if you don't mind me asking you a question, when you joined RV, weren't they going through a lot? So, what made you make the decision to join them, even though they were getting bad hate and a lot of hate?
Two things. Obviously, they offered a good amount of money that I really can't deny, but that wasn't like the important thing, because before I joined, I had to like talk to Jack, the owner, because I wanted to know what was going through his mind. Lots of my friends told me not to, but after I talked to Jack for like a week or so, uh, the team seemed promising. And I feel like the reason that RV died was not because of Jack. People were just blaming Jack because they were like good friends with Jack. But it was like, so the full story, it was like this other dude's fault. So it wasn't really Jack. So that made me want to join because RV already has like a really big team and has a good image, or a like big image. I wouldn't say good, but big image in Pakistan. And a lot of people that I work with and a lot of my close friends are from Pakistan, and that really like made me interested as well.
Okay, and so apart from all of this, like, do you guys have a normal life, or is it just based around managing?
No, like
What's
apart from
that?
managing, apart from games, like apart from all that, like what else do you guys
Yeah,
do
do
in
you have like a
life?
normal life?
Uh, Yeah,
And ignoring the lockdown, of course, like the freaking
Yeah, apart from
quarantine.
normal life, I play cricket from my school team. That's it. That's all I do.
I'm currently in my last year of secondary school. I go to school,
Okay.
and then after this year, I'm gonna be going to
High school.
yeah, no, not high school. I'm in
College.
my final year. Yeah, college. So yeah,
Ah.
have a, I feel like I have a good and decent life outside of social media.
Okay, I'm gonna
Um,
take a question out of chat right now, and the Baba Tunde asks, "Is PDX gonna have merch anytime soon?"
no, I feel like no team should be having merch unless that team goes to
Like super
LAN
big.
tournaments,
Okay.
competitions, or is like a really big team with a good like fan base. Because um, it's I feel like there's two reasons to people buying merch. One is for members to rep their team when they're in like LAN competitions. Two is because like there's like fans that looks up to the team a lot, and then they want to support the team by buying the merch. I feel like
Yeah.
if you don't have the first option, I mean first choice, then you really shouldn't be making merch.
Yeah.
If you don't mind me asking another question from chat, Neo asks, how do teams make money off the players?
Um, well, with my experience and people I've worked with, I feel like teams make money of player by contracts that states that they have to give like a certain amount of percentage of earnings or all that money that they earn from competitions, like a certain percentage to the team, and that's how they make money.
And do you
Yeah,
think
but
that's worth
Okay.
it? Like for players to join
No,
teams?
I don't. Well,
the
I
investor
understand the
doesn't earn
point of
any
view.
profit. That's it.
Yeah, I
The
understand the
investor
point of
doesn't.
view,
Yeah.
but I really think players shouldn't join teams that ask for a percentage.
So
Yeah.
what do you think, like why do investors have motivation to invest money in teams right now, like especially in our region where there's like they're taking players who aren't like T1 pros? Why do you think
Uh,
people look for like
because
T2 pros and stuff?
Maybe
uh
they find some potential in them and they recruit them on pay.
I
Yeah.
feel like there's a few reasons to it. The investor could have like a passion in esports, or um, the investor feels like there's like a future for the team. Because I feel like any teams of any regions, no matter how small it is, that team has potential of growing, as long as you spend the money correctly and time correctly. Like let's
Yep.
say Sakar. Sakar is definitely like is a Middle East team, and they were small at the start. They were called Adam, but then with all their investment and shit, I feel like what they're doing is correct, and they're definitely gonna become an international organization because they're doing it correctly.
Definitely.
So yeah, investors can invest in anything that they see potential in, and they like know that the owners or the person that's handling the money knows what he's doing.
Mhm.
Also, like with all that investment, like all the money like that they used to invest, right? If they're doing it correctly, then like the outcome is that they can secure a international or at least like a national like sponsor
Like
that would give them
recogni-
money
oh,
or
sponsor.
something
Okay,
like that.
got you.
But
Right? Oh yeah, and like in Singapore, right? That's where I'm from, or like
Yeah.
part of where I'm from. Singapore. There's like one of I think the biggest esports organization in Singapore. For the Fortnite team, they don't pay their players, but they because they're like sponsored with Razer,
Yeah.
they give them gear instead of money. So that's like a pretty smart
That's like a
choice
good
too.
incentive.
Yeah.
What team are you talking about?
Resurgence,
Okay.
RSG, the team that Invoke and Kimmy and all that was in.
mhm.
Yeah. Kiki, your mic's muted.
Sorry. Could you tell us what a manager looks for in a person or a player that they're managing? It could be
Put
an editor or anything.
For me, potential. Like
Yep.
that's why I manage people who are, like aren't even clouded.
Yeah.
But I feel
Potential
like
here will matter a lot.
yeah,
Like if
if
you
you have the
find potential
potential,
in a
then
player, you can manage him and he can reach greater heights with it.
Yeah, so you can help them like
Yep.
grow
Got you.
from scratch. Okay.
But for me, right? Like I didn't really start managing people with potential. I just managed Sane and Pancake because like it was like my opportunity, you know, the open door for me to get more recognition.
Okay. At what point, like, when, like, at what point did you realize you could like earn like a decent amount doing all this?
I didn't realize anything, bro. Like the time just came. Then
Yeah,
I just like teams just started like my value, like my the name due, the value,
Yeah.
it went up over time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I then like the more that it went up, like the more that I was like earning. So I was
No,
like
like
just
after you managed Sane and Pancake, did like people, players, like editors start contacting you immediately, like within like a week time span or something like that, or like
yes, definitely.
okay.
Because I was after I started managing Sand and Pancake, I was the first ever like person in the community that like managed players. So I think it became a thing where if you were managed, like you'd be like cool or something. And that's what I feel like.
Okay. Like you guys definitely like refuse a bunch of people who ask you to manage them, right?
Yes.
yeah. Like if we don't find any potential in them, why would we manage them? That's
No,
the thing.
but why do you think players with no slash like barely any earnings or like would approach managers? Like, why do you think they feel the need to have a manager?
I
Maybe
don't
they think that if they hire a manager, they can get into a good team or something like that.
That makes sense.
or maybe like actually I don't know. Nope. I just feel like if you don't have any earnings, you don't have any achievements, no one knows you, then you should like grow yourself first before asking for a manager.
Okay, I'm gonna pick a question off chat right now. This comes from Blaze. What advice would you give to those teams for a suit transitions, like for rebranding, and how would you know which investors to trust?
What do you mean?
It's like a two-part
Like,
question. How do you know which investors you can trust? Like, do you ask them for the money up front and then you?
yeah,
So,
that's how investing
Yeah,
works, right?
obviously, in the first place, they would invest the money, or else we won't trust anyone to invest in a team. Like it's a really big decision. Yeah,
I think for investors, with my experience, they pay you first. Like they pay the team first, like the owners, the ones that's handling the money first.
yeah.
and then comes the role of the finance management, and then distributes the money towards the player.
And like the second part of his question is, what advice would you give teams like for a suit transition while rebranding? Like, and why do you think teams feel the need to rebrand?
Mm,
Maybe they had a bad rep before, that's why they feel like
yeah.
rebranding.
Okay.
Or like let's say there were like lots of issues and mistakes while the team was being handled, and you guys may have like received a lot of hate from it. The best choice would be to close down then rebrand. But then while you're in that closed down time, you should really look at what mistakes you made, then try
Yeah.
and like not mess up again when you fully rebranded.
So this is a question related to that. Do you think that most rebrands go well, or do you think they can really screw up
They can really
the?
screw up because sometimes people rebrand without knowing that their team, like even if they received hate, they can still bounce back from that. Sometimes they just rebrand because they just got hate, but that's like lots a lot of things can happen.
If you don't mind me asking, would RV be an example of that?
Um, huh. Uh, no, because RV did not rebrand.
Avi was just Avi, just came
No,
back.
no. I was talking about the bouncing back part. Like, they
Oh,
had a lot of hate and then came back stronger.
yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Wait,
that's a good
after
example
you
of that.
joining RV's reputation has been good. Like previously they had bad rep, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Okay. Do both of you still enjoy playing Fortnite? Like you manage all like Fortnite related players, editors, you still enjoy playing the game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
Yes, actually no. Okay.
How do I explain this, bro? I
For
definitely
me,
don't find
creative
the
is
game fun
fun.
anymore because in chapter one there was like the game had a storyline, bro, and then the game like looked so cartoony, and then it was really fun. But now, whenever I play, it's in pubs, even in pubs, right? Like it's all about 90s box fight. It's not fun anymore. It's so competitive. Like a pub smash can make you so tilted like that. You know, it's just like that feeling. It's not worth it to play anymore. I just don't find the fun in it.
I don't know. I just feel like ever since the transition to chapter two, like with the AIs and like the like change of engine, everything just screwed up. Like it just doesn't feel like Fortnite anymore for some reason.
Definitely, and like I don't know if you realize it, but like for me, the graphics like became more realistic in some way,
Yeah,
and that really bothered me.
yeah. It just I don't know. It's ever since chapter two, I've just been not
It
like
took the
enjoying the game purely.
Yeah, because it took the feel out of the game, like the original,
Yeah,
meaning.
yeah.
And this question's for Z, because
Yes.
G's already done this part. But Z, could you give us a couple of honorable mentions of the people you've managed?
Uh, Sorry. Hello.
Yeah, yeah. Could you give us a couple of honorable mentions as to the people who you have managed?
You named one, which was
Yeah.
Dave Shonen.
DEWSZN. Yeah, I didn't mention one.
No, like
Could
any
you
other.
mention a couple more?
Uh, you can look for Trident Adapts is one
Yeah,
of the
Mm-hmm.
players you can find potential in.
yeah.
Yeah, and yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Um, how long do you plan on like dragging this managing thing like out and like specifically in gaming? You think if Fortnite eventually dies down, like if this becomes like a non-competitive game, you'll switch to managing players of team like games like Valorant pros and stuff?
Mm, definitely. If well, I feel like I have to find interest in the game first, and the game like has a future first. Like I played Fortnite for like 2 years. That's how I knew that the game wasn't gonna die. Cause if I was so addicted and there was so many like players playing, then definitely has a future.
Okay. This question comes from chat from Shaytax. He says, "How do you realize there's potential in a player if they're under recognized? How do you realize there's potential? Like,
Basically looking at their achievements and earnings to decide if they have potential or not, and looking at their FNCS performances and the rep they have in the
Mm-hmm.
community.
no, but like if a player already has rep in the community, then you already know that that player will be wanted by teams. Like some underrated players, you guys, both of you work with some underrated players. Like, why do you decide to work with those specific players? How do you know they have potential? Like, do you know them personally? Like, how?
Um, uh, for me, well, first off, they have to be good first. I have to see that they're good first.
Yeah.
Like, don't care what others say. If I feel like they're good, then they're good, in my like
Mm-hmm.
point of view.
Yeah.
But that's not my main like factor for me. I usually have like a one-on-one conversation with them for like a few days, but they don't realize that I'm just like having a normal conversation with them. But then like really, I'm trying to see if what they're like, how they're gonna talk to me and how they're gonna carry out the conversations. Because I feel like from conversation you can really tell a lot of how a person is. So I I talked to like a few people, and then they showed me that they really wanted to become better and really like grind. So and then like let the grind pay off, and that's how I personally realized that they can actually have like a good future in esports or the game.
Yeah.
That's a good one. If you don't mind me asking, do you guys see yourself in managing related jobs as a possible career, especially esports or like anything related to managing?
After you're done
Uh,
with studies and stuff, do you think like the
Yeah.
field of managing people is where you want to go?
I think
Actually, not because your family support would matter a lot. Like, if your family is not supportive enough in this, then yeah,
mm,
you can't really build up a career in this if your family isn't supportive enough.
No, but you can
But
do like MBA and stuff like that's managing related stuff. Like take some managing courses in college, and that's like kind of a thing, right? Like
No, but
yeah.
esports management and that kind of
no,
management is
like
really different.
yeah, so do you not think like the skills might be transferable
Uh,
to some extent?
no,
Um, I'm
I don't
definitely
personally.
gonna. Oh, I'm definitely gonna be attending the business course, and I feel like I wouldn't see myself in esports in the future, but in like actual business,
Yeah.
I could see myself somewhere there.
Yeah. Okay. Is there any one specific player or team that you've been looking into managing, like wanting to, but you haven't gotten the opportunity to?
Um, no. I feel like all the people I'm managing now is good enough for me.
Yeah, same with me. Yeah, same with me.
Okay, we'll be taking questions from chat now. Chat, if you have
Do
any
you should
questions for
wait.
Dew and yeah.
Do you have any more questions? Like, if you do, we should take a break, bro. It's been like 30 minutes.
Okay.
So like, let's take like a short break or something,
You
bro.
want,
I'm
yeah.
gonna go get some snacks.
Okay. Chat, you
and
prepare your questions till then.
Dave, I'm just gonna go set up my thing. Okay.
Your laptop?
Yeah, my camera and
Yeah, okay.
everything like that.
Okay. Chat, you prepare your questions till then, and we'll ask those questions once everyone's back. Because all three of them just dipped on me.
No, I'm still here. I'm just going now.
Okay. And okay, I won't be able to catch up on chat, but welcome whoever's new to stream. What's up, Marky, Beta, Niffy, Acidic, Raid. What's up? It's not a girl, it's a boy. It's Kiki. He's a 12-year-old. He's the co-host of this podcast. Okay, Marky, I noted your question down. Note it down. Okay. Right, I'll copy it. Paste. Enter. Okay. Dance fit shot not today.
Yeah,
Okay.
can you hear me?
Yeah. Ask him how better is. Okay. 2 questions right now. Thoughts on managing
Pretty
raid?
sure,
Okay. 3 questions. I'll ask them. Okay.
Alright.
ZeaFleX, you back? Okay, let's
Hello.
wait. Okay, everyone's back. Kiki,
Hello.
you there, Kiki?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. We got a couple questions from chat. Okay, 2 are for Dew and 1's for both of you. Is Marky sexy? Is what Marky is asking you, Dew.
No.
No? Okay. How is Beta?
And-
Mm,
I
I've only
mean,
talked to him once in a Discord call, and I really don't like him.
Oh damn. Okay.
Okay,
Now question for both of you. Kiki, go ahead.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on managing a raid? I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong.
Raid?
Right.
Really don't know. I'm sorry if you're butchering your name.
Working with Raid is rather learning, I would say, because he has like a lot of experience with social media, especially like YouTube and Instagram.
Yeah.
Not like Alvi doesn't, but Raid, like when I'm in a call with him and when I'm discussing things with him, for Alvi I discuss about teams and content and all that, right? But for Raid, it's more like he's teaching me because he really goes into detail of what he's doing. Like let's say he like uses a song, then he's using that song in the video for a reason. It's like a part of the algorithm, and he like um yeah, it's like you have to use like a certain thumbnail. Then
Hmm.
when he's talking about Instagram, he gives like certain hashtags. Like he's like really smart in my opinion, and he definitely can be someone that can like manage like someone's or a team's social media. Because I would say I've never like met anyone else that's as smart as Raid. But he tends to get annoying. He spams me every day asking me to scout from a team, which is very annoying.
Yeah. Okay. Nifi asks, is PDX the next biggest thing in Middle East?
Mm, I hope so. But I have I have
Plans?
high hopes. I really want it to be the best. PDX is like my family because they treat me different, you know.
Uh, this question is actually for our co-host Kiki. Kiki, can you speak Hindi?
Yes, I can. I don't want to.
That's bullshit.
I feel like I'm fluent.
हिंदी
Say
बोलना
something.
चाहते
Say
हो?
one whole sentence.
No.
So he can't chat. Okay. Question for both of you. Which team or person that you managed was your biggest learning experience? Like
Um,
what you gain like most insight from like for managing.
hmm. Mm, Elias.
Yeah.
And
Team Easy Esports.
Easy. Yep.
eh, actually, managing Saint and Pancake got me most experience.
Okay. Do you tend to spend more time in like doing stuff for players, like getting them into teams and managing their socials, or do you spend more time focusing on your two teams
It really depends, actually.
from time to time?
Like, yeah, because like there will be a certain time where um a player is already in a team and he's a competitive player, like let's say Pancake, then I wouldn't really do anything for him. Like, well, before that, I did have to like handle a lot of things, like um handle his offer, negotiate, go through the contract with him day by day. It's a really long process for getting players into teams, especially like
Mhm.
big players like Pancake. But then after that, you really don't do anything else.
Yeah.
Um, but then I also manage Pancake's Instagram, so it's a lot of work. Other than
Um.
that, when you're managing a team, there's always something that's on. Like there's always a task. There's always something you gotta do. So managing teams are way more packed. You have to do way more.
So this is a question from Scully. The question is would you join Mess if you got the offer? Mayhem Esports.
Uh,
Put him
I
right
would
up
rather
against the
stay
wall,
in
right?
Paradox.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Okay.
what?
Before Paradox, I definitely would. If I wasn't in Paradox, I definitely would. However, right now, I would prefer to stay in Paradox than leaving and joining MES. But the MES is definitely a lot better and a bigger team than Paradox.
Yeah. This question comes from Aaron. He says, "Do you guys have any tips for people who are new to managing?"
No.
Just start managing small teams. Get in small teams and just manage. It's a cloud.
Actually,
That's it.
I have some tips because I was talking about this to Delodi the other day.
Mhm.
If you're gonna start managing a player, then please don't screw that player over. Know what you're doing because let's say I'm managing Dev, right? Like, and I'm a new manager. Dev is like, you're the manager, right? So Dev's gonna put a lot of trust and faith into me. So if I did like like a simple small mistake, that could mess his like career over. So like, please know what you're doing. Treat your players with respect. Always like make sure that they're doing fine. Like, don't just check on them like with all their like shit that's going on. Check on like their life, how their like mentality is doing. You know, you gotta treat them like a family member because you never know what they're going through, and you're like the person that's there for them, and always like be there for them. And if you don't know what you're doing, like you don't know how to negotiate, you're unprofessional, then please don't manage players because you're just gonna give them a hard time.
Yeah. Um.
This is a question from Mustang. He says, which software do you use for documentation, like drafting player resume and legal contracts?
Ready? I don't do contracts. I don't write contracts.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
same.
We don't do that, bro.
ZeaFleX, don't you make resumes?
Oh, resume? For me, I do Google Docs.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
Google Docs or Microsoft.
that's why I kind of skipped
Word.
over that question.
Uh,
What do you enjoy managing more, like players or teams? Enjoy, not freaking spend time or do more, like
I would
enjoy
say
more.
both. Both are enjoyable. Like same.
Both are enjoyable in their own ways.
Yeah. You have to put work in both of them. So yeah.
Okay, let's take like a 5 minute session, 5-10 minutes. Do ZeaFlex and do you have any questions for me and Kiki?
Uh,
I told you about this, guys.
I'm just gonna go get a snack. No, I'll be back in like a minute. Give me a sec.
What made you want to start being a streamer slash YouTuber?
No, I mean, I bought my PC back in like about a year ago, a month, 13 months, and I just wanted to play Fortnite, enjoy. There was no comp at the time because we were playing on Asia 150 ping, so I just started streaming and I wanted to have fun with that. But I really didn't focus too much on streaming, and then I streamed whenever I want to, like every other day. If I was bored, I'd start a stream for like an hour, 2 hours. But after a few months, comp came out and I really thought I had potential. Like I spent a lot of time focusing on comp, but that didn't work out. But then I did a few streams, people enjoyed those, so and like I really started watching some YouTube, and like in chapter 2 and realized there is some content that people still enjoy watching in YouTube, like some arena content or something, like challenges in arena and videos and stuff like that. That used to be like challenges in pubs, but no one watches that anymore unless you're like already an established big YouTuber. So I thought I could like merge my brand into that and start like a new content creation kind of thing. That's what wanted me to start streaming.
Who inspired you to do this kind of podcast?
This podcast, it was Ju's idea,
Yeah, it was Jew. He's the one that said you guys should do a podcast.
and then I was like,
Misfits.
sick, done.
Who?
But I haven't never watched Misfits. I watched
You
like
need to.
Lazy Marksman and Venom Inside's podcast, but I don't watch podcasts usually. That's the only one I've ever watched, to be honest. But it was all Ju's idea.
Thank you, dear.
Please ask ZeaFlex to sing Kela Khao.
No, I'm not gonna do
Yes.
that. No.
It's being spammed in chat right now. It's popular demand.
Oh, it's being spammed by one guy. Shut up.
What advice would you give to yourself if you could go back in time when you started managing? Like, what advice would you give to a beginner you? If you could go back in time, do something right that you used to do wrong back then.
Meet the right people.
Yeah, meet the right people at the right time.
Don't
Do you,
surround yourself with people that are toxic. That's gonna bring you down.
Yeah.
Because that's what I did. I would say I was like a really racist dude who didn't give a shit about anything. And like, I probably wouldn't have been here today. But then I started like meeting people who like were different than me, you know, and I noticed that they're like a better person than me, and I like realized that I should really change for the better, for myself too.
I need to like changing what group of friends you're in, like really freaking changes you, like makes you a better person if you have a good group of friends, like good influence.
could I add something to that?
Yeah.
Okay, so like before I met like ZeaFlex and Dave especially, I like surround myself with like a lot of bad people.
Same.
That like no man, they really like they really screwed me over, and basically you don't understand, like once you actually start hanging out with different types of people, the way it affects your mentality,
Yeah, mental health.
it's crazy.
Okay. Uh,
Not talking about aesthetic.
whom do you think are the top content creators? This guy said free agents, but you could like ignore that part. That have potential, considering like Middle East.
Right
Let's
now?
say, right now.
On YouTube, I would say Alvi and DEWSZN.
Okay.
If you were less cringy, you definitely have potential.
It was
no,
your
no,
dollar donation that made me cringe.
You should have you have potential. You just gotta be less cringy. You know, like do you look at how you dance? Like it's like so cringy.
It was your dollar donation that made me dance. I never danced before that.
That dancing is fine, but the way you dance is cringy.
I didn't
Yeah,
ask
yeah,
for
true.
you to make me
True
dance.
that.
You're the one who made me dance. If you don't want me to dance, I won't dance.
No,
Not
dancing is
chummy.
normal, but like the way you dance really makes it cringy. But
Yeah,
You,
I don't really
You
see
also
anyone
need
having
to-
potential on growing big other than Alvi, because well, I don't watch
you
a
don't
rap
want in-
speaker YouTubers and all that, so I really can't say anything on that. But for English speakers, Alvi doesn't really. Well, Alvi speaks 2 languages, but he also speaks a lot of English.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
definitely has the potential because I don't know if I can say this on stream, but he's planning to do things like stream highlights and like
Mhm.
and then like he streams a lot, so he doesn't really like he's gonna start switching from montages to like actual like videos that you would watch to like
Content, like
have
proper
fun, you know,
content,
you
yeah.
wouldn't like because right now I feel like montages are pretty boring.
Yeah.
don't you feel
In
like
my opinion,
everyone
my
does the same
opinion.
thing?
Yeah, everyone does the same
Yeah, everyone
thing.
does the same thing. It's just who's clouded and whose editing is good. Other than that, I really don't find montages fun to watch.
Wait, so if you don't mind me asking, do you
No,
think
I
that
won't really mind you asking.
You have said that about 6 times tonight.
yeah, I know, I want to be polite.
Okay, go ahead, go ahead.
Do you feel like you could see Middle Eastern players like maybe Soriano and Unit, Snow, all of them joining bigger and more international teams? Maybe even like teams like Liquid, TSM, you know, something
Yeah,
like
if
that.
Middle
If
East isn't
even
enough for
okay,
them, they
if
can
like
switch
those
to other
international
regions.
teams decide to like branch out to Middle East, then yes, they definitely have the chance.
And why don't you think teams are branching out to Middle East right now?
I feel like teams are only in NA and EU, like the top teams, is because they're like English speaking teams. But then in Middle East, it's all like Arab, Hindi, all that.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think like there's content creators in Middle East that have potential to grow like on an international scale anytime soon? Alvi. Another question: best content creators in ME rather than Alvi?
English speakers?
I mean, if
No one.
I don't think you understand any other speaker, so you won't have any insight on that.
No one.
ZeaFleX. No, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about other Shannon. Yeah,
DevKr and DEWSZN, bro.
DevKr, exactly. DevKr on top. Anyway,
DevKr.
Sorry,
question
I
for
have
Dew.
to-
Thoughts on Fizzy?
No, he doesn't have achievements, but he definitely has the skills, and he's a very nice kid. And I like his vibe. I didn't really know him until I started playing this SMP 69 Nux thing, and then I got into their friend group and I started meeting like people that I never knew about. And this Fizzy kid, he like I didn't know he plays Fortnite. I just met him in the server, and I started like hanging out with him more. He's like someone that you can definitely vibe with. He's someone that I definitely want to be best friends with, and just through talking with him, I can feel like he has a lot of trust and faith in me. So I respect him a shit ton. And,
Should be
I have some
happy
big
you
plans
don't know
coming.
back. You should know. You should be glad you didn't know him back in season 8, 9, 10. Different guy.
Really?
Yeah, totally
Yeah,
different guy.
but then I followed him on Instagram. He never like egos anyone. Then he never like.
No.
I don't even.
No,
he
he won't
I don't
do
even
that.
see him swear. And he doesn't beef with
Very
anyone.
sweet.
Probably doesn't swear in
Yeah.
English.
He's probably the sweetest
know-
kid I've ever met.
Fizzy, thank you for helping me with my test. By the way, I got really good scores.
Okay,
Sorry,
okay,
that's
getting
just another
spammed.
topic. Okay, this is a. Should I say it?
Read Phantom's question.
Yeah. What's the new Discord thing that Dew is doing? I think to help out people, which he tweeted. Is it confidential or can he speak it out?
No,
No,
it
it's
is
not
about
confidential.
GFX designer.
Yeah, it's just I'm trying to. I made a Okay, so do you guys watch anime?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Jesus
Do you guys know
Christ.
what Hunter x Hunter is?
Heard about it, but no.
So basically, in the anime, there's like a label or like a group that anyone can join, but only the most skilled people can join, and it's like Hunter, you know?
Anyone can join, but only the most skilled people can join.
Yeah, so they have to go through like a challenge or
Okay,
a
yeah.
competition. So I wanted to make the same thing, but for graphic designers and video editors. So I made a group called I made a group called Visionary, and basically I want it to be something like that. That's why I'll be hosting a lot of competitions to see who's the best graphic designers slash video editors in the community, and they get a chance to also join the group. And I feel like people would want to, because this group consists of the most clouded and best graphic designers and video editors in the community. Like let's people like the WAV, Soul, Pronup are all in this group.
So,
Good.
okay, yeah, okay, 1 second. Before question, this guy said check PayPal.
Exactly. Yeah, I was about to say.
Because
And at that time, I can just someone
RB check,
asked.
brother.
Yeah.
okay, wait,
Someone
ask
wanted to
ask
okay.
Acidic's question and Acidic asked the question for ZeaFleX.
Oh,
Yeah, just ask
The
that.
only thing I see from Acidic is, Bill, Dave, how many of my questions will you ignore? Wait, let me one second.
It was thoughts on Acidic, ZeaFlex.
Oh,
he's a
Z,
cool
thoughts on
guy.
Acidic.
Thank you for the $1.1 donor to GEC. GEC. I don't know. Fizzy, you have earnings? Fizzy has earnings.
Yeah, Winter Royal earnings. Let's go.
Okay, Damiel, wait. Thoughts on managing RB and PDX? We've already done that before.
Yeah. And this is a anime related question for some reason. They're asking do you if you support his Soka X Gon.
no.
Yeah, don't go into detail because no one cares.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no one
Okay,
really cares
no,
about
you were talking about that VFX thing. Phantom says it wasn't that. He said you made something for underrated players.
no underrated.
That's what he was
GFX
asking
designers
about.
Underrated GFX and VFX.
Okay then. Mustang asks, if someone offers you $1,000 to join their team and leave PDX, will you consider it?
If that team has a good future, yes. And if that team's gonna last. If that team's just gonna be like a 1-2 months team, like Elias, then no, never.
Yeah.
Because I can earn that much in 2 months. I mean, I can earn that much in 1 month, but being in 2 teams.
Right. He asked, what about Trident?
No.
Alyan asked thoughts on him. Dew.
Alian is like a fat and funny kid.
Yeah, that's something you had to mention, right? Okay.
No, it's a thing. Like me and him, I always call him fat. Like he's like one of the sweetest kid ever. You gotta be friends with Alian. He's kind of retarded, but he's very like chubby and fun and nice and fun to hang out with.
Okay, there's a lot of thoughts, right? Thoughts, freaking questions right
Yeah.
now. I'm just going to do the last one. ZeaFleX, thoughts on Scully.
He's a god mod.
Right, you read his question. That's legit. Okay, anyway. Okay.
Yes.
Not doing any more thoughts on me freaking questions anymore. Let's read some legit questions. Best anime to watch.
Naruto.
I don't watch any animes.
I don't either. And I don't want to say anything because it'll be controversial.
But did you even ask?
Question for Dude. Do you have a girlfriend?
No. I've been single for 4 years.
He does.
How old were you 4 years ago? How old are you right now?
4 years ago, I was like 14.
Damn. Okay, that makes sense. Kiki, you were saying?
No, my yeah,
Even
a
Kiki
question
has a
from.
girlfriend, then
Okay,
No,
yeah,
I
Baba, don't
don't.
read Baba on this question, please.
Yeah, I know. I was saying a question from Amethyst. What is the main aim a team that doesn't give out professional contracts have with marketing itself?
What? What
Okay,
do you
so
mean?
teams with no pay, how do
Um,
they market themselves?
Teams
yeah,
with no
which don't
pay?
have like. Yeah,
I
wouldn't you
would
consider
say
that an
if
FA
team
pass?
doesn't pay, they have no future. Yeah.
So don't you think they like if there are dedicated players, underrated players who would be willing to join a team and then look for investors as they grow? If there are players willing enough to join a no pay team, do you think that team has potential?
If the no pay team can like still has the essentials, like let's say they have a Twitter, then they like have like proper and good GFX,
Hmm?
then yeah, they have a chance to grow. If
Um,
if the like team was ran by
Who has good
someone like a good
leadership.
manager,
Yeah.
good leadership, yeah.
This question comes from
this is a question from Mustang.
yeah.
It's- You can ask
No,
it.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
Dave. Okay. Do you see a future in the game of Valorant?
Yes, definitely.
Because
Do you
of
feel like
the
it could
devs.
surpass Fortnite?
Hmm.
Do you
Pardon?
think that it could? Do you think it could surpass Fortnite, money wise
No,
and everything?
no,
No.
no.
Why so?
Because Valorant is gonna aim for people who are interested in FPS, but Fortnite again is a casual game, and games is for kids. It's targeted at kids, and Fortnite is a game that all kids would play, no matter what.
I guess so.
Fortnite
But
really cares about their casual players, I think.
Yeah, that's why.
Do
definitely.
you think Valve's success is going to be like due to their devs and how they listen to the community, or do you think that's going to die down like Fortnite? Fortnite's devs stop communicating. They used to like Valve does right now. Do you think that's going to happen to Valve
Yeah.
too, or do you think they're going to keep continuing doing what they do right now?
Well, Fortnite, they didn't do anything wrong technically because there's too many players, so many regions, so many languages. How are they gonna respond to everyone? But then again, they don't respond at all,
Yeah,
which
at
is
all.
a very bad move. But if Valorant still like communicates like not like ghosty community like Epic Games, then yeah, they have a chance to take over. But then
Okay,
Fortnite is aimed to like kids and people of middle age, so that's why they're not gonna die.
okay, we're gonna take this like we're gonna continue this for 5 more minutes and then we're gonna end the stream. So, chat, if you have any more questions for ZeaFleX and Dew and maybe Kiki, go
Me.
ahead, write them in chat. Val esports or Fortnite esports? I don't understand that question.
It doesn't
Like,
really have a esports platform as of now because it's a new game. There's not been a lot of official tournaments or anything yet, right?
no,
Because it's under beta, I
there's
think.
been like a couple third-party
Exactly.
tournaments. I think that's it.
Yeah, that's why I said there's not been any official tournaments.
Which is
What
gonna
are
be
all of
greater
your
say after 1 year, Val or Fortnite?
I would say
Fortnite can
Valorant.
hang on?
No, I would say Valorant.
But I think Valorant just attracts like the strictly the esports community. And oh right, okay, he asked Val esports or Fortnite esports. Yeah, okay, Val. But generally Fortnite, I think. What are all of your favorite colors? ZeaFleX,
You.
Dew.
Black, red, and blue and purple.
Damn. Okay. Kiki.
Black, green, and is gold considered a color?
Sure, why not? Okay, mine's
It's like a dark
pink and
color
black
thing.
and teal maybe. To ZeaFlex and Dew, what is the factor that separates you from other managers, and what makes various teams offer you?
I don't think
You're
I'm-
good and they're not.
No. I think I'm special in a way. I think everyone's special in a way. It's just who teams prefer to vibe with or work with. And
Basically,
because I'm
communication skills.
yeah, and like I'm 17, I'm still pretty young. That's why it's easier for like team members to communicate because they wouldn't want someone who's really old
Yeah,
to like talk to them. They would prefer someone like off their age.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I think that's a good factor.
Mhm.
This is a question from me and from me towards you and Z. Do you feel like the more clout you have as a manager, the more offers you get because you've proved yourself over and over again?
That's a factor.
Yep, that's the
Uh-huh.
fact.
I feel like
And
that's why people would say I'm one of the biggest manager is because I don't just have like experience. I
Yeah,
feel like
Matt
I
Cloud
sort
as
of have
well.
a name, like recognition. Yeah. So
What?
like
You're nearly at 1,000
not
followers now.
only can I like help the teams grow, like with like inside the team I can help like their image grow because of who I am. That's a
as
good
of
fact.
now, I can say I'm underrated. I don't have enough clout in the community.
I can agree to that.
Out for that. Okay, question comes in from Scully. What's the max number of teams would you manage at one time?
Well, it depends on you if you can handle all of it.
Do you think if you
But then
handle
again,
like 5 teams, you won't be doing your work properly?
Yeah, it will be
it will
messed up.
yeah, it will be very hard to work, but if you can handle, then I would suggest you go for it because it's more money you earn. But then again, it will also
Hmm.
create a bad image for people who doesn't understand business because like they'll be like, oh, why are you in like so many teams? Shouldn't you be in only one team? Or like you're not loyal to a specific team. Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, and you also got to
Sakar
make
asks,
sure that the team owners and like the people that's handling you in that team are like okay with you being in multiple teams.
yeah, of course.
how was your for you? How was your experience with is your experience with 777? Like how was it formed, etc.
777 was like formed as a friend group because I feel like it was the trend, you know, the alpha chord or something, and then
Yeah.
yeah, like the stable chord or whatever. They all like start making friend groups, and
Yeah.
Pancake and Snow was like, oh shit, we should also do the same, but in Middle East.
Yeah.
Then okay, fun fact. I joined 777 on the exact day that I met Pancake.
That's sick.
So, um, yeah, and
And
then the day before, I was like, dude, this 777 is like so fucking like weird. But then on the next day, guess what? I joined out of nowhere, and working with them was definitely very fun. It gave me a lot of experience too because I grew 777 the social media all by myself. And then I got it like the graphic designers, the video editors, all that. And then now everyone like when they all joined like the GFX and all that, they were nobodies, bro. Like they had no cut whatsoever, and now they're like probably in like a tier one org or something, or like in like an org making decent money.
follows you consider no cloud or less cloud?
I don't think followers really make you clouded or less clouded. It's just how much recognition you have. So like I could not have Twitter, but people will still know that, oh, that's Dew, you know, that's clouded.
Yeah.
Having followers doesn't mean you're clouded.
Okay, two last questions before we end the stream for today. This comes from Scrip and Mustang. Scrip asks question for Z. See, if you were to start as a manager now, how would you grow and get recognized? What would your like initial steps be?
I would say start managing small teams and get some recognition from it. Don't expect a pay at the first, and after few weeks you can get some clout out of it and get a paid position in a clan.
Like, if you're actually like committed to what you're doing and not just like
Yeah.
being a man just for namesake.
Yep.
And the last question comes from Mustang. To Dew, how do you gain Arabic connections in Middle East as a manager?
Work with Arabic people.
Uh,
Like
that's what he said. Now,
no,
how do you get in contact with Arabic people? Like,
work with
You.
people who like speak both languages, I guess. Like I used to manage Snow for like a good like 1 month, and he was like very known in the Arabic side because he speak Arabic. Like he knew how to say like speak the language.
okay, one bonus question. Someone just wants to know who you main in Overwatch.
I don't play Overwatch.
Okay. Okay. Before we end the stream, everyone just freaking plug your Twitter or whatever you wanna do.
You guys feel free to plug. I don't need a plug. I'm pretty sure everyone knows me in the stream at least.
Make it that please.
I mean, I don't mind if you follow. No, it's fine. I'm not gonna do this.
Okay, everyone's trying to
Actually-
be freaking modest as hell.
If
No, no, I'm kidding. Wait, I'm typing in chat. Just go and subscribe. Thank you.
I think you should follow Fear PDX on Twitter, Paradox, because I'm managing Paradox and I feel like that's a good future for the team. I don't want to plug myself because I feel like I have enough
Everyone already
recognition.
knows. I would ask you why you think that, but that was the last question for the day. So we're
Why?
gonna leave that aside.
Why is that the last?
Cause
Last viewers?
no, cause freaking everyone's freaking tired as hell.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I've had a pot of coffee. I'm fine.
You're down to answer more questions? Because people are still asking.
I would be down.
Dude, can you reply my DMs, please?
No.
Comes from Mustang.
everybody.
How about you ask that question on stream, Dev? Because
Huh?
since he's watching, he asked me what tips would you give for new managers? Which I think we already answered, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're dead.
Okay, so technically he responded to your DM on stream. You should be lucky. Is Dew cracked at math?
Yes.
Okay.
Who are these guys, bro? Okay, you wanna do your introduction once again? Cause there's new people in the stream now compared to the beginning. Who are you guys?
Clouded people. I don't know.
Damn. Okay, they don't wanna introduce themselves. Forget about it.
Yeah, you have to introduce us, bro.
Okay, this is DEWSZN and ZeaFleX. They're both managers, esport managers, Fortnite managers. They manage players and teams, help them get contracts, get into teams, help them negotiate deals, help teams grow. All that shizzle magizzle. Dew's favorite piece of clothing behind him.
This Bape hoodie. That
It
my
looks like
friend
a
bought
nitro.
It's my first ever Bape hoodie that I've always wanted since I was a kid. Then my friend bought me it last year for my birthday.
Sick.
Which one is that?
It was like a new drop during November as well. It's like it looks like
Okay.
Burberry.
Can you send
This
Purge
is-
your Spotify playlist now?
No, I don't have a Spotify playlist.
Okay, this is a question to Dew, and it's just you like out of Supreme, Givenchy, and Babe. What's your favorite?
What?
What?
Out of for clothing, out of Supreme, Givenchy, and Babe. What's your favorite?
Babe. Definitely Babe.
Would either of you consider learning Arabic?
Yes, definitely. I feel like if this can be my
Yeah.
future job, I should definitely learn Arabic because it will help me a lot more with my career.
I've heard from VG96, which is one of the VFX artists that ZeaFleX is managing, I think. He's a close friend of mine. Okay, you're not managing him. Okay, he's a close friend of mine, VG96. He freaking learned 6 languages and he told me like learning Arabic really enhances your like thinking capacity because it's really complicated and difficult to learn, and when you learn it, it's like very useful for you otherwise also.
Yeah.
Does Dew know Mint IRL?
No.
Okay, that's sad. You should go meet up with him.
He's
After
in
all this
Philippines. I'm in Singapore.
Oh, okay. F. Isn't Mint of... Okay, I don't know why I'm reading that. Any more questions, chat? Any more questions, Kiki?
No.
You all done? I think we're all out of questions now.
Let's go.
ZeaFleX, why are you excited? Why you're taking your 2-day vacation now?
Yes, sir.
Oh, let's go.
Is it a week or 2 days?
2 days vacation.
He can't stop managing
Okay.
for a week, dude.
Yeah. Okay.
People
everyone
depend
do
on
not
him.
disturb.
No one DM'd ZeaFlex, dude. He'll get pissed at his notice. Question for both of
There's 2 more
you.
questions.
How would you grow on social media without self promo?
Algorithm.
Well, you can
Go into
answer this
detail.
much convenient.
I don't think you can grow on Twitter. On Twitter, you just need to have good tweets. On
And
YouTube,
giveaways.
yeah. Well, I don't think it's a good way to grow by giveaways. That's why I don't do any. But for YouTube, it's really important on what hashtags or what like tags you use, what thumbnail you use, what song you use, what time you post, and what type of fan base do you want to approach to. If you like, even for a region, that could count as a fan base. Like, if you want NA fan base, then post at a certain timing, speak a certain language, have certain humor, for like a certain like age, you know. But and then for Instagram, it's all about hashtags.
What's your guys' height?
6 foot.
Yep, same.
Damn. Okay.
I'm 7'8".
Chup hai. 4'3".
I'm the tiniest, so I guess
No,
I'm 5.
5'7".
Okay, I'm 5'7", but no one asks. But anyway, it's 1:42 a.m. Where are you, dude?
How do you know?
No, someone typed in chat. Oh, someone typed in chat. It's 1:42 a.m. So someone in Singapore, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm in Singapore.
Scully asked your keyboard, I think, ZeaFleX. And
He said
Kiki is 4'11". Yeah, vouch.
Yeah.
Kiki is 3 years old.
I'm not bro.
GIGABYTE
I'm
is
just
way
not gonna...
better than Red Dragon Kumara.
Yeah.
Dog shit keyboard.
Yeah. GK61 definitely. But red switches, please. Don't disturb everyone with your brown and blue switches like I do.
I like the brown switches. That's why I don't like this.
Thank you guys for
Are we
hosting.
done?
I think so. Okay.
I mean, it was so fun. No.
It was actually so much fun. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
you and ZeaFleX, for
Okay.
joining us.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for coming and helping us out here.
I wish I had webcam too.
Yeah. Maybe someday you'll
Everyone
get a webcam and
your
we'll invite
shiny
you again.
bald head.
Okay, one last question coming from me for you. What would it take for you to go bald?
What?
What would it take for you to go bald?
I want to go bald, but my dad doesn't let me.
Oh, what if you do it without him knowing? You just shave and go out of your room. What do you think he'll do?
My friend offered me like a 1K to shave my head. Then my dad also said no.
Damn. Okay.
Dave, that's the same question towards you. What would it take for you to go bald?
$1 million, because I love my hair. Even though it's ass, but I love that it's there.
$1 million, I would say. I mean,
Actually, I'll do it for $1,000. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd do. But
realistically, I would do it for like 500.
yeah, that's true. But
I am bald.
I'd really rather someone not do that to me.
500.
But if they did, I would have do it. Yeah. I would do it. But tell ZeaFleX to join Discord from his phone. Why? Oh, okay. Everyone wants to see your face. ZeaFleX, you want to join once and show your face?
No,
I mean, we can show. Wait.
Bro, going bald in Singapore makes you look like a bad.
Wait.
I am super confusion.
Wait, do you want me to do a
I'm so short, dude.
Wait.
Holy shit.
I know. Wait. Z, check your phone.
Yes.
Okay. It's only fair. It's only fair. At least one. Okay. I'm facing it away. Really.
Let's see, one
Discord.
second.
Yeah, Discord.
Wait.
Like,